Welcome back and welcome new viewers. I'm going to start in just about 10 seconds, waiting for a couple of more people to join us. And we're going to get started with our Tuesday time bank, where I show something of a time capsule. This week being two 1930s patterns. I also discuss something lost and found and something of interest. So I'm taking my pattern out from the little protector, and I'm going to start with this one right here. This week's discussion or patterns is going to be rompers. So let me see here. I'm going to try to get a better adjustment and better lighting. Oops. So if this keeps on falling, I am going to, sorry about that. It just adjusted. So I'm going to keep one hand on it and make sure that it doesn't fall. So sorry for the little technical difficulties here. So this romper is from the 1930s. It looks like it's actually from the 1800s, but sadly it doesn't give a date. I have always been looking for it. And this one is actually, I thought it was a McCall. So this is a butterworth. So it could actually be much older. And I was referencing the date because of how the pattern looked. So this could definitely be much older. They did wear these in the 1930s. The reference that I have is looking at the Little Rascals, the black and white vintage series. And I do remember seeing Spanky wearing something like this, these type of rompers as a little toddler. So this is definitely a size 2. And you notice how it has little buttons in the back. That also references or brings to mind the pajamas where they had the little back open. And I'm sure that's for people that were living back east where it got really cold. So I think that that's very interesting. The cute little Peter Pan collar is very telling of that time. The fancy little cuff. And I think my camera is staying still, so I'm going to be able to get like a pointer and start pointing out some of this detail. In one of my other videos, I referenced the price. This one right here is 30 cents. I think that that's very expensive for the time, when you can get possibly things for a nickel and dime. So this being 30 cents was really expensive. And I was trying to think of the pricing of a sewing machine, which was a lot back in, like, I would say 1800s, 1900s, even 1910. So look at the little detail here on the collar, the detail in the front of the shorts. So this looks like a one set, and I think they did that to keep the shirt and the shorts together. And I think that's very smart. I think a belt buckle would have been pricey. So I think they were looking at the price. It'd be better off to keep it with a button. And same with the back. So let's take a look at this. Let's look at the pattern. So there's only 10 pieces here. That's quite a lot, but since we have a lot of detail there with this pattern, I can see why we have it. Here is the cuff facing, a pocket, and these. Okay, so this is the trouser right here, which is the shorts, and this is right here for the shirt. Look at all this little zigzag in there. So I wonder what the inside's going to look like. I always wait to open this up with you, and I'm very careful not to rip it, because since they're very old, sometimes they're so disintegrated that they do rip. Oh, this is nice. And we're going to get to the other one really quick. So we have a couple of views here. Oh, Oh, I just rip it right there. So that's what I was talking about. Have to be very careful. So one of the things that I like to look at is what type of a pattern it is. This is a tissue dotted style, and that's what we have. Sometimes it's blue, and I've seen that. Oh, I'm dropping little pieces of paper, uh, like right there. Sometimes they're blue, and I've seen those on the McCalls. I have not seen it in any other pattern, and I think I just bought McCall's because of the artwork. So this one I got it because it was probably in a lot. Oh, gotta make sure to fold this out. So it's probably in a lot. Oh my goodness, see that? I am just ripping this to shreds, literally. So I'm going to put it to my lap to see what we have here. So other than just the pattern and just the dotted, that's all we have to see. So I'm going to put this back because I am really harming it. And let's get to the other one, which happens to be McCall's. I like McCall's because of their artwork, and that's what got me interested in these patterns. Look how beautiful there is. It's look at the detail. I mean, I'm looking at the detail within the pattern. First of all, they took such they took such joy in creating such a beautiful visual pattern. And I don't see a price, but look at this. This one comes in with a transfer. So it's probably for the beautiful embroidery that's going to be done on this little romper. And look how they go, how it's pointy to the side. I think that's really telling of the time. Oh, and here we go. This one was 25 cents. So much beautiful pattern. The other one is intricate because of all the design of the color. You have a shirt and you have a little pant, a short, the cuffs. So 5 cents was a big deal back then. I'm going to check out, see if I can look in the search engine to see how much a cup of coffee was in the 1930s. This is definitely, and look at how cute this is. This is printed on the paper. It's a brown paper. Here, I turned it around right now. Here is the tissue paper. So it is blue. And reason why they had blue is because black was too expensive to make. It takes much more ink to create black. So that is the main reason why they had blue. And see here, this is on, let me see, what did I get? This is the top, and since it's so old, that's all I have. Look at that. So, and then I have like a file folder that is holding the tissue and just the top. But that's probably one of the reasons why I got this. I got it for the visual and to keep safe. So let's look and see. McCall's usually has some very interesting things to look at. Oh, look at that. Isn't this precious? I'm going to try to go a little bit back so we can get, and this is the edge of my table. Let's look at this. This is such a surprise. Look at this. Oh, this is just precious. This is like an 8 by 14 piece of paper, or a piece of tissue paper. I would love to get this on a maybe on a wall, like put it on behind usually like a portrait, but it's beautiful, isn't this? And the finished garment. This is such a treat. I would definitely do that. Getting things framed, it's so expensive, but it would be something that I would love to do in the future. That's a definite. And maybe iron it. But since we already know that this is vintage, I think the creases are not going to make or break it. So let me put this back and see what else we have. So there's a little bit more artwork on this one. This is just very beautiful. I like the print. Like to look at that and share that with you. So this is the instructions actually. This is what we have to see as the instructions. So this is the fold out of the fabric of what would be best. And look, it tells you what you're looking at. It says that this diagram shows how to match the notches according to the corresponding numbers and close the seams. Okay, so I couldn't see that. It's kind of very blurry. So this is a picture instructions of how to do it. You don't see that. Not like this. If you get a pattern, you don't get to see how the fabric is and how to go about it. This is the crotch right here, I would assume. The front, yep, it says the front, and the little strap. So that right there is this right here. So this is open, and I do remember seeing Spanky as a little toddler. I think the scene is where he finds the money in the wall and then he tosses it. I have no idea what it's called, but I do believe that he was wearing something like this as a little toddler. I think that's so cute. And look at this little print here. You have the front and the back. This is so darling, and you have the little design going in the back and in the sleeve. T-shirt is what we would call it nowadays. This is so precious. So I'm going to fold this back. I did lose, fell down. So let's see what fell down here. And the haircut of the little girl over here in the back is so telling of the later 1920s. So they kept that in the 1930s. Later 1930s. So this is a sleeve band. And I would be so lucky if I were to find that transfer, which I'm sure that they used it. So let's see, and that's all I have. And I don't have that many pieces, and I was going to look to see how many pieces it's had, and I just remembered that all I have is the front, and that's it. This is very beautiful. The pastel colors in this is so darling. So I hope that you enjoyed this Tuesday Time Bank, looking at two different designs of rompers of the two different makers, and what the patterns and the tissue pieces or the pattern pieces look like from one to another. And honestly, I really did think that they were both from McCall's, and just realized that they're not. So I was trying to, here in my lap, trying to fold this back as it was. And I'm going to take my time away from the camera and after the video to get this as it was. So I really appreciate you being here with me on a Tuesday Time Back. I have much more. I was looking at my inventory this morning. I have more 1930s. I'll take one at a time starting next week. And I do have older girls designs. Didn't look at the size, but definitely older girl styles, absolutely stunning patterns, which I am happy to share with you. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, a comment. What do you think of these? Do you think that these will ever come back? I mean, I can definitely sew them and just, but I wonder if they are going to be worn. They're definitely going to be worn for Halloween or a theme party, that's for sure. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? I love this one, but this has a special place in my heart because of how detailed it is. You don't get to see that many boy patterns at all. And when I was shopping patterns for my boys, I have 3 boys and 1 girl. It was very hard for me to find patterns for boys, and I think it's the case now. So please let me know in the comments, what do you think? Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. As I said, that's helping me in the algorithms for YouTube, letting them know that you're liking my content, and a share. Shares are helping my channel grow, and that's what I'm working on each moment of the day. It's also helping other people find my channel and my content. You have a great week. If you're here to see the Tuesday Time Bank, I hope you stick around to see the rest of what I have to offer my channel. Take care and be safe, everybody. Bye.